It's time now for a look at the latest in local news. In the news, the Wayne County Board of Education held two meetings on Tuesday. The first was at 5 p.m. to discuss their budget, as they hope to approve a tentative budget at their June 8th meeting. Budget was adjusted Tuesday as the board voted to add an additional $60,000 for improvements to the softball field, but the proposal to add $36,936 for the All Clean services was not approved, and the board is requesting a meeting with that service company to discuss the request, also to air their disappointment with the services thus far. Here was Nick Ellis, board chairman, addressing the issue.
Conversations about exploring that, but getting through this trial year was what we asked as a board. The owner here, several representatives of the company heard us express our concerns that this was a trial. We didn't, agree to extending that until we were satisfied with the services. We were impressed with the services. August, September, October, November. But around December, those services started slacking. And I know that we have kids in areas of the high school that, they're eating breakfast at different places because we've had to distance everybody off the coast. But that's not an excuse to the services. If that was the case, we could have left the custodial staff that was there and still had things, in a mess. But we contracted with a company to eliminate that, to not have to worry about hiring and maintaining staff, but also increase and provide better service to our students and our staff in the building. And that hasn't been done. I've seen it. Several board members have seen it. I just think it's unfair for this company to come back and say, well, y'all didn't give me middle schools, and I'm going to charge y'all another $36,000. That's unfair without having a conversation. They got to come have a conversation because I'm not saying get rid of the services. Certainly when they started out, it was good. But they have not continued to meet the needs of the district and provide excellent service as they committed to providing from day one, and like they did for the first 4 months that they did their year.
And again, those comments of board chairman Nick Ellis yesterday. The All Clean services out of Vidalia, Georgia. The Board of Education hired them on a trial basis for the high school, and they stated if they liked what they did at the high school, they would look to add them to the two middle schools. But again, several board members stated last night the consensus is they may not be interested in renewing the contract at all due to the lack of services the last several months, especially at the gymnasium at the high school. But CFO R.J. Aldridge told the board that the company's contract is not renewed. The school would have to hire custodians, and that could affect the budget as well. And the budget would have to be adjusted. Nick Ellis says he's not saying the service is going to be eliminated, but he says he can see where the company deserves a $36,000 increase in pay due to the services that they provided thus far. Once again, they requested that Superintendent Kelly reach out to the company, ask a representative to appear at their next board meeting to discuss the situation and the contract further. So again, that was tabled, but the board did approve the money for the improvements to the softball field as time is running out before the season begins in August. Again, they hope to have a tentative budget by June 8th. Again, the budget around $51 million. At the called meeting at 6 p.m., personnel approved. Nikita Foreman teacher Martha Rawls Smith has been promoted to assistant principal at the school. Also certified recommendation, Chloe Pickle, James E. Bacon for the upcoming school year. Other news, the COVID report continues to show few cases. In fact, the board voted last night to do away with mask requirements beginning the last day of school, which is Thursday. As summer school is quickly approaching, the superintendent wanted to know what the policy would be at summer school. Again, there will be no mask required at summer school, as again, the mask requirement will end on Thursday, the last day of school. The board approved both the salary schedules and the supplemental schedules, increasing the supplemental schedules $8,000. As far as the capital outlay updates, Dr. Kelly says the track is still waiting on supplies, which were expected to arrive yesterday but did not. They're hoping they arrive later this week. They said as soon as the materials arrive, they will begin work on the track. The board voted to allow Arthur Williams to extend their school days 5 minutes in order to do block scheduling. The vote was unanimous. And that's a look at your Tuesday board meetings yesterday by the Wayne County Board of Education. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor of the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Wayne County High School's graduation is set for this Friday evening at JC Stadium. The event gets underway at 7:30. The gates will open at 6. High school administration asked everyone to be seated by 7:15. Once again, it's an open graduation. Everyone's invited. No tickets needed. They encourage masks, but they do not require masks. If you do not feel comfortable being around unmasked individuals, they state they'll have a seating area where masks will be required to sit. Fisher's valedictorian is Lance Vickery. The salutatorian is Kush Patel. Again, this Thursday, tomorrow night at the Mini Ratliff Arena, it will be Honors Night. That starts tomorrow night at 7. Students who are invited to receive 6 tickets to invite family and friends. They state there will be approximately 75 scholarships handed out on Thursday night. Again, school will end on Friday, and again, the summer feeding program will kick in on June 3rd and run through August the 3rd. No meal distribution on July 1st or July 29th. The dates of the distribution of food will be Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. And again, the locations this year will be Wayne County High School, Martha Ross Smith Elementary, Jesup Elementary, and Odom Elementary. It's available for children ages 0 to 18. Also, with people with special needs, it's free of charge. Meals will be available for multiple days, provided in each bag. Breakfast and lunch will be provided in each bag. Pickup will be a drive-through service. There'll be no on-site eating. Once again, the program kicks in on June 3rd. Again, the locations, once again, Wayne County High School, Martha Ross Smith Elementary, Jesup Elementary, Odom Elementary. Again, the days Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. Chamber of Commerce still selling tickets to Taste of Wayne, set for Thursday, June 3rd at the Under the Chandelier, which is located on Highway 301. The event this year is a casino night theme, all types of casino games. Again, there'll be live and silent auction, great food from various local restaurants. Tickets available at the Chamber. Number to call, 427-2028. Wayne County Catfish Tournament set for June 5th and 6th. Tournament will begin that Saturday, June 5th at 12 noon, continue until Sunday, June 6th at 12 noon. This year's event will offer fishermen the opportunity to win $7,500 first place payout, with other place payouts determined by the number of entries into the event. Weigh-in and tournament headquarters once again at JC Fairgrounds at JC Landing. Those fishing in the tournament can put in anywhere on the Altamar River, but they must be in line at weigh-in at the JC Fairgrounds by 12 noon on Sunday. The tournament officials ask entrants to please note you must come to the fairgrounds to receive your T-shirt. Entry fee for the event is $100 per fisherman, with a minimum of at least 2 in a boat. Big Fish Pot entry is $10 per fisherman. Registration can be done online at active.com or can be dropped off at the Tourism Board's office in the depot. Registration packets are available online at the Jesup Train Depot. If you need more information, call the Tourism Board office at 427-3233 or check out the event website at waynetourism.com. You can also register on site Saturday morning. Fish are out there. They're waiting for the boats June 5th and 6th. Again, the annual Wayne County Catfish Tournament. The dates again, June 5th and 6th. For more information, call the Tourism Board office, 427-3233. We'll be back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor, other commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final notes in news, the Coastal Area Traffic Enforcement Network and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety asking all motorists to make this summer a safe travel season by buckling their seatbelts for every trip, whether sitting in the front or back seat. Again, the area enforcement is joining sheriff's offices, police departments, and the Georgia State Patrol to enforce the seatbelt, speeding, and DUI and distracted driving and all traffic laws during the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration's annual Click It or Ticket campaign, which runs up until June the 6th. Again, they state it takes place during this Memorial Day holiday weekend when many people are taking their first trip of the summer. And they have some safety tips for you. They state, please drive the speed limit. Speeding only increases the chances of being in a crash. Do not try to make up time by speeding. Studies show speeding does not get you to your destination any faster. Keep your focus on the road by avoiding distractions such as electronic devices, conversations with passengers, eating, grooming, and daydreaming. Set mirrors and navigation devices before getting on the road, and do not drive after drinking, and pass the keys to a sober driver. Again, the Click It or Ticket campaign runs all the way up until June the 6th. Finally, in the news, Butch Miller, one of the most powerful Republicans in the Georgia Senate, has announced his candidacy for Lieutenant Governor of the state of Georgia. Gainesville, Georgia Republican is running to succeed Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan, who said earlier this month that he will not seek re-election. Miller says his campaign will center on an agenda promoting family-friendly and business-family-friendly legislation and economic development for the state. Miller says no one's moving out of Georgia to move to New York or California or Michigan. He says they're moving out of those areas to Georgia because of the conservative values the state has and policies that work for families and businesses. First elected in 2010, Miller rose to become the Chamber's president pro tem. He forged a close friendship with then Governor Nathan Deal, also of Gainesville, also runs a Honda dealership in his hometown. Lieutenant Governor Duncan not seeking re-election, the crowded field of candidates are already emerging. On the Republican side, activist Jean Seaver has already announced her campaign. Also on the Republican side is State Senator Burt Jones, a wealthy oil executive who has lobbied for former President Trump's support and traveled to Mar-a-Lago to post a picture with the former president. Jones has also mentioned to run for that U.S. Senate seat, but most of his associates say he'll run for the position of lieutenant governor. Two Democratic legislators have already announced their candidacy for lieutenant governor, Representative Eric Allen and Representative Derek Jackson. Miller says he has a close relationship with Governor Kemp. He says he's proud of the governor's success. Miller says Kemp reminds him of a boxer in the ring. He says he's been hit, he's sweating, he's tired, he's bleeding, he just keeps fighting, he keeps coming back. He says that's what he loves, a fighter. Again, Miller is 64 years of age, also good friends with Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan, who he says has done a good job in many aspects. Again, Butch Miller announcing his candidacy to run for Lieutenant Governor of the state of Georgia. That's going to do it for latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan said, have a great day.